All right, so let's take a look at this little story here because I want to gloat, but I'm not taking a stand here. I'm just reporting what's on here because this is going to go mostly on YouTube. I don't know what YouTube allows about this. I'm just reading and reporting. So let's do the JD Vance story first. So let's do that, and we'll look at Elon Musk's reply. But basically, let's listen to this now.
I took the vax, and I haven't been boosted or anything, but the moment where I really started to get red pilled on the whole vax thing was the sickest that I've been in the last 15 years by far was when I took the vaccine. And I've had COVID at this point 5 times. I was in bed for 2 days. My heart was racing. I was like, the fact that we're not even allowed to talk about that, even, no like serious injury, but even the fact that we're not even allowed to talk about the fact that I was as sick as I've ever been for 2 days, and the worst COVID experience I had was like a sinus infection. I'm not really willing to trade that. And you don't even, everybody that I know, or a lot of people I know, they talk about the second shot that they got of the vaccine that made them really, really sick. Well, that's a side effect, and not a side effect that we even talk about enough in this country.
No, it's also, again, we're talking about companies that have a long history.
Okay, thank you, Joe Rogan. Now, so Elon Musk replied to this video that the vice president said that he had the worst sickness that he felt after getting certain things that we may not be able to mention on YouTube yet. Maybe we can, I don't know, but we've heard it, so whatever. So he says Elon Musk says he had a similar experience. COVID itself was nothing. I got the OG Wuhan strain before vaccines were out. J&J vaccine hurt my arm, but otherwise nothing. And the J&J was the one shot and done or whatever. I think it was the more traditional vaccine without the mRNA. I don't know. We could look it up, but it doesn't really matter. But the mRNA booster hit extremely hard. Massive chest pain. The whole heart issues, especially with younger men, although neither of these are young men. Felt like I got hit by a truck, almost went to the hospital. That said, synthetic mRNA has a lot of potential to cure cancer and other diseases. Research should continue. So now, why do I bring this up? Well, I just want to gloat because guess who was smarter apparently than both the sitting vice president and the world's richest man? Guess who did not get certain things in the 2021-2022 timeline when everybody was urged to get it? Okay. Now, I say this also, not just because, if you don't take it, you don't have a side effect. It's like in the from 2020, when the disaster thing happened to now, I'm always in the sauna, so I'm in close contact with people. So close, I can hear them playing on their speaker phones, but that was yesterday's video, so let's not, right. But the point is, I get enough exposure to people, even though I'm not around too many people. I'm in the gym enough, I'm in the sauna enough, and right now, I'm a tiny bit sick, I have to say. Okay? Now, a tiny bit sick, I've had to use a nasal spray for the last week or two. That's it. Okay? Nasal spray in the last week or two. I've been able to, when it's warm enough, not today, but I've been able to sprint in the pool. You saw, I was a little bit sick then too, okay? And everyone's like, oh my God, the flu this year is terrible. Everyone's going to the hospital. Bleh. And it's like, okay, what's happening here? I'm able to do pull-ups. I'm able to do sprinting. I'm able to do running, right? And this is how it's been, at least since I've moved here in 2019. And I remember I did a video on how on the 20th anniversary of the end of the Soviet Union, 2011, I was super sick. I had a mercury thermometer here. It fell to the ground, and I had to... That was 2011. And he says the last 15 years who wasn't sick. So 2010. 2010. Last 15 years would be 2020, 2010. So in the last 15 years, that's the one time I got sick. Now, I have had some, some stomach bugs, where for half the day I feel like I'm going to die, and then I vomit real hard. I think I've done that twice in the last few years here. That's about it. You ate something bad, or it's some stomach bug going on. But apart from that, I've not had a flu, meaning some serious cold. I've had enough colds to where it's like, I have something. There's weird stuff coming out of my nose. I may need a nasal spray. But this year, for whatever minor super thing that's going around. I have not had to take a single Tylenol or a single Advil. I sometimes do that. I do a Tylenol and Advil. One, you can take up to 2 each. I just may have taken one last year or two, a few times. This year, nothing. Now, I would say the reason is I have been cutting back on all the ultra-processed foods in the last 10, 15 years. I remember I stopped adding like sugar to my coffees and all that, and function in the last year, 2, 3, 4, I mean, it's been, I wouldn't say exclusively carnivore. I wouldn't say it's that way, but it's a whole lot more meat, a whole lot more meat products like nice protein-rich Greek yogurt type things, So I think that makes a huge difference because I'm not getting younger, right? And yet I'm not sick, despite not taking certain medical products that they are forcing on everybody. I actually went to Kroger's. I had a gift card, and I had a $45 gift card for, doesn't matter. It worked. And this is their generic yogurt. It's pretty good. It doesn't have any weird stuff in it. It is Greek, so lots of good protein. It tastes pretty good. I put some cacao in there. We'll do a video on it. The cacao is not killing you. The heavy metals are not killing you in it. The lead is not killing you. It's misinformation thanks to California. But we'll look at that some other day. So I go to a Kroger, and you have to open the app so they can scan it in, and what a waste of everyone's time. But even there, they're like, go get your whatever, the thing that we're not supposed to say. It's like, why is a supermarket advertising this to me? They could just advertise the whole foods they have. They also have some meat in there. I bought some fish, some sockeye salmon. It was $7 for half a pound, but it was marked because it was like the expiration day. So it was marked to $3.82. But the salmon was also part of their buy 5 for one thing, and if you combine it with a bunch of other things, you get $1 off. So I got half a pound of salmon for $2.82. Sockeye salmon. I think that's what. Half a pound of sockeye for $2.82. They should advertise that. Anyways, that's my medical misinformation for the day. Is if you don't eat like garbage. Again, I haven't had any major flu or anything like that. Again, 2011 is the last time I remember it. I was a lot younger then. And nothing since. Just some minor things that shows that, yeah, I still get something, but it's never been serious, thankfully, So anyways, again, I just wanted to gloat that, with all the pressure, it's going to mass murder you and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, he got to be a senator in he was only a senator for 2 years, so I don't know if he was a senator, but he probably got it when he was a senator. I don't know, J.D. Vance. But again, the sitting vice president, I don't hate the guy, right? Whatever. He got the vaccine. Richest man in the world got the vaccine. Guess who didn't? And guess who's not sick? So anyways, I just wanted to gloat. That's basically it, right?